Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pop Culture Spread, our fun weekly movie and streaming news show with a twist. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Rick. Hit that like and subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell. We would really appreciate it. Also, remember you can hear us on audio podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and where all good podcasts are found. And also, you can check out our merch store. All the links are down below. Joining me on the show, as always, he's the other half of Pop Culture Spread and my good mate, VHS. Jace, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing very well, mate. I am on tippy toes here because my internet has not been my friend this week. So I'm just hoping, beyond hope, we can get through the show with no disruptions.
All right, let's pray to the internet gods that it works.
Yeah, please.
Nah, all good, mate. All good. All right, well, in saying that, mate, let's get into some big news. All right, mate, we're kicking off with some Star Wars news, and I know you're very excited about this one, Jace. The Mandalorian and Grogu, a new Star Wars movie set on the silver screen to begin production in 2024. Is this good news for Star Wars, mate, fans, or is this too much?
This is, for me, far as I'm concerned, the beginning of a new era for Star Wars. Okay. Thankfully, Kathleen Kennedy, who, let's face it, that has not always made the best decisions. She seems to be able to fire people pretty quickly. Has made the right choice by backing in Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, because this was a bit of a surprise, Rick. We knew that Dave Filoni was going to be doing a event film, kind of the end of the Mandalorian, the Mandoverse, as they call it. It was going to end in this big kind of almost like a sequel to Ahsoka season 1 with Grand Admiral Thrawn and this big battle with all the characters. So to see that they decided to not only invest in that, but also now to know we're going to do a film called The Mandalorian and Grogu, directed by Jon Favreau, I think is smart. And I think it's really fun and exciting because, let's face it, Rick, we should be all bowing at the altar of Jon Favreau, who literally saved Star Wars when it needed saving. He came in with that show in 2020, 2019, and knocked it out of the park. I mean, you got to remember, we were still stinging hard from the Rise of Skywalker. And to see what Jon Favreau did, and then making sure that Dave Filoni was a big part of it. Those two just developed this great presence on streaming. And to see that Kathleen Kennedy is actually making a smart decision by going, no, we're going to go all in on this and we're going to bring it to the big screen is great. It's fun. And it's got a built-in audience. How big was Grogu when it came out?
Correct. Everyone loves Grogu. Like when he came out on that show, it just went mayhem. And people know when you see that picture of him, like behind, you can see behind Jace what he looks like. People go nuts. It's crazy. Of course they go,
and you know what? It's one of those things now that has become so recognizable that you may not even have seen the show, but you know who Grogu is.
Correct.
So what a smart idea. Get this kid in there, like get this little baby Yoda on the big screen, because people are going to come and see it en masse. Just for Grogu alone. I think it's a brilliant idea. And it's starting production soon, apparently. So this is an exciting time because Star Wars is in full production with 3 movies on the go at once, because don't forget, we've got a Rey Skywalker film coming. So we've got 3 movies currently close to either filming or just about to start filming. This is wonderful. I was very happy with this decision. However, Star Wars fans being Star Wars fan, there's going to be a few that freak out and not be happy about this.
So you got the movie still going, and then you obviously still got the streaming shows in between as well. So there's a lot of content, a lot of Star Wars content coming out. So
I think this will be the end of the Mandalorian show. They'll end it with the movie.
On the movie, and that's it? Yeah.
I reckon. I reckon we'll get one more season of Mando, and then we'll get the film, and that'll end that storyline.
Yep. Okay.
So, which I think, again, is smart. I have no issues with it. So, all I say is I'm very excited about the future of Star Wars. I think that they have paid their penance. They have stood back. They've regrouped. They've started to rebuild faith in the franchise from a fan perspective. This is the right step, the next right step to make.
Sounds good, mate. Well, looking forward to see some footage and when it comes out. Awesome. All right, mate. Let's get into some other news. We have got some Ghostbuster news, which is I'm kind of digging it. I like this move. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire releases date moves forward slightly. So they're slightly moving this forward. There are reasons behind why, and I think it's a good thing, actually, to be honest with you. What's your thoughts on this, Jace?
I think it's a very good sign for the movie, to be honest with you, because it's usually when you have something that isn't working, you're not in that much of a rush to release it. So the fact that it's moving up a week just so it can kind of, avoid a little bit of competition still puts in the fact that I think this movie is looking good for being a good movie. I haven't seen it. I mean, obviously I've only seen the materials they released, but so far so good, right? Trailer was good. Promotional material is good. The studio has faith in to release it a week early. I don't know about you, but I'm very optimistic for this sequel.
We went and saw Afterlife, and how good was that movie? Like when we
was shockingly better than it needed to be. And it's really great.
Jason Reitman did an amazing job, and then we both looked at each other and I went, "Oh wow, how good was that movie?" Like,
Ghostbusters is back.
It's back, and it's moving into that new generation of fans, which is great. And I think this is going to move forward again, and I think this is going to be another great sequel. Look, like I said, we're only seeing what we can see, but and look, I think it's a good thing if you got, like you said, you got a bit of competition, and you're like, are they in the studio thinking, we're going up against, what is it, King Arthur, some movie that Wahlberg's in? Are they thinking, is it going to be any bigger than that?
Well, who knows what they're thinking with that? But the fact of the matter is just, I think they position themselves to be in a good position to make a lot of money this year. March 22 isn't that far away.
Yeah.
It's a couple of months away. That's it. And we're going to be seeing this film in cinemas. Can't wait.
Cannot wait. So looking forward to that. All right, mate. Let's roll on to the next
story.
Sorry.
Yes, I'll do that for you. It is Sunday morning. Let's be fair.
Tom Cruise has hit the headlines, and it's not for jumping on a couch. Tom Cruise partners with Warner Brothers to develop and produce original and franchise films. This is big news.
Well, this is big news because if you've ever followed Tom Cruise's career, you know him and Paramount had decades-long relationship. With his production company in Paramount, did most of nearly all of the Mission Impossible films, Top Gun, like you name it. Paramount and Tom Cruise have been a very strong relationship. I think what makes this very interesting is the fact that this indicates the next phase of Tom Cruise's career. Like, what happens with Tom Cruise when he can't jump out of buildings or off of cliffs is how does he continue to tell stories? Now, I've always believed seeing Tom Cruise in the next phase where he's not stunt focused but acting focused is only a bonus to the audience because Tom Cruise is... Okay, he does his own stunt, makes him incredible, but he's a damn fine actor. Yeah. He's very good at what he does. So just to be able to see him make a deal with Warner Brothers, a massive deal, to see him not only create franchises, which is an interesting kind of terminology to use here, produce other films and create content for himself, I think this just sets up Tom Cruise to be entrenched as one of the big leading players in Hollywood as he's been for the last 30 years.
Yeah, look, it makes sense. Like you said, how old is Tom? He's in his what?
Late 50s now, 58, 59.
Yeah.
Like he's heading up towards
like I said, how long can he really take his body to the limits and do what he's doing? And you know, it's smart because a lot of these actors, what do they do afterwards? You know what I mean?
After he passed away,
So
people could see.
Yeah, what do they do afterwards? Exactly.
that's right. What do they do afterwards?
You know, and I think someone like Tom Cruise has the talent to be able to easily transition to that next phase of his career. So, and again, look, you know, and I want to talk. I'm only talking about Tom Cruise as a professional and as an actor. His personal wackadoo stuff is his business.
Scientology.
So, yeah, like I don't judge the man. Nor judge, I just want to judge his performance and his career, and I think he's in an excellent position.
What gets me, is this original, produce original. So what's the original stuff that he's gonna come out with?
I don't know, but you know what? Tom Cruise is a smart guy, man, and his team of smart people. Hopefully, he's just finding great scripts. Yeah, the only negative in that article is the word franchise. I don't think Tom Cruise, he is his own franchise.
Yeah.
Dude, Tom Cruise doesn't mean to be in a Marvel film for Tom Cruise to shine. Tom Cruise just needs to be anything, and it says Tom Cruise, and an audience is probably going to give it a chance, you know?
Yeah.
You know, unless it's like Jack Reacher Never Go Back, where you should never have gone back, and you should have never started in that series anyway. Or Day and Night, what's it called? Night and Day.
Night and Day with
yeah, they were a couple of his horrible ones, but besides that, generally everything else he does is pretty great. You know what he was really great in when he was playing that CIA drug smuggler? American Made, was it?
Yeah. When he's flying the plane over, to America.
Yeah, he was fantastic in that recently. I'd like to see him do more stuff. So I'm a Tom Cruise fan. I don't care. I think
everyone is.
I think he's always great in movies. Yeah, he's always great.
This is not a bad decision. I just want to see what original content he's going to come out with. And
hopefully a film that spin-off from Tropic Thunder that he's been talking about for years.
Hey,
want that,
maybe.
Yeah.
That would be good. All right, mate. Let's get into the next story. We've got a bit of Marvel news, mate. We
do have a bit of Marvel news. You know, when they broke the news about Daredevil coming back, one of the things they had said early on, it was just him. It's a complete redo with it's just Charlie Cox. It's nothing really to do with the previous series. Well, it seems that they may have changed their mind, Rick. Because there is big, strong rumors at this point. And it's only rumors that both Deborah Ann Wood and Eldon Henson, who played Foggy Nelson and Karen Page, may return to the Daredevil franchise after all.
Yes, so they should. These are two key characters in the show that across all the other shows that they had as all the other spin-off shows. These are two major characters. It makes sense. It should. Why not bring them back?
I agree 100%, Rick. Those three actors especially were so integral to that show. How those dynamics work, the journey they go through there. I think it's really smart that they brought them back in because, what are you gonna, at the end of the day, everyone's going to go, where are these two guys if you don't have them in the show? So they've done the right thing. So no, I think this is very smart to have these characters back. But we do know, Rick, they've been having a lot of problems with the show in production. Haven't they? They've really been struggling.
They know what issues they've had in this show.
And they're working hard to fix it. And maybe this is one of the things that they realized that they needed to do was bring these characters into the show. So I'm all in, Rick. Bring it on.
Look, I'm 100% all in on this. If this, like you said, these are just rumors at the moment, but if it does, then I think it's a good direction for this TV series because there was a lot of backlash from a lot of fans, especially when Daredevil came out in She-Hulk, and they were like, they didn't like that version of him, and they go, is this how he's going to be portrayed in the new series? And it just, who knows what the studios look like, why they're going in that direction with the mistakes. And but this is a good thing. This is 100% a good thing. So hopefully it is.
Absolutely.
Definitely, mate. Good stuff, mate. All right, let's get into the great train wreck of the week. And I know you've got a good one, mate. This is a ripper. have you got, Jace?
Well, this is a good one this week. This is Mia Goth, who's been accused of kicking a Maxine actor in the head in a lawsuit that's just released.
Excuse me?
Now, yes, that's right. Apparently, James Hunter says he was hired for 3 days' work on the set of Maxine, the new film coming out with Mia Goth, part of that trilogy that she's been doing with the director. Anyway, the scene involved Mia Goth running past said James Hunter and just running past him, and the guy's covered in blood laying down.
Yeah.
Anyway, in one take, she stepped on him. Didn't let him know, but just stepped on him.
What?
And then he complained. And then the next take, allegedly, Mia Goth went and just kicked him in the head. And then it is reported that she chased him into the bathroom and then taunted, mocked, and belittled him for it.
You've got to be kidding me.
Wow. So the lawsuit is basically accusing Mia Goth of battery with a wrongful termination claim to A24, Goth, and the director Ty West.
Okay, so she accidentally steps on this guy, this actor.
Well, he's allegedly she purposely stepped on him in the first place.
Oh, now he's saying okay.
Yep.
What's the beef? What's the beef between them? There's got to be something. If she
Well, I think she's probably done it because she thinks that's what the scene needs. And I reckon it's just, it's just basically she thought she could get away with it, and she couldn't.
But then to go kick him in the head? I mean,
kick him in the head.
What happened between stepping on him accidentally and then the next scene? Did he say something? Did he provoke her?
Yeah, apparently he then complained and said, hey, man, she just stepped on me. And it was ignored. And then they did the next take, and she just come up and decided in the middle of the scene to kick him in the head.
That is bizarre. What?
Hollywood.
Wow, man. Yeah. Wow. What is going to happen to her, mate? Like,
I don't know. This will be interesting. What will happen to someone like that? Because if the roles were reversed in this world of polarization, if that was a man, that would be headline news. It would be da-da-da. But if we're truly talking equality and it's found out to be true, Mia Goth should be cancelled, correct? Because she violently attacked a crew member.
And then just ragging on him afterwards, just belittling him. Like,
that's probably that's the thing, eh?
Yeah.
Like, in the scene, she may have thought, I'll kick him in the head, but she didn't go full tilt. She held it back, but it looked good for the scene. Yeah. But then to chase him down into the bathroom afterward, allegedly, and taunt and belittle him and all that, that's where it gets like, lady, you're cooked.
Yeah, she's got issues, big time. Wow. It's very bizarre. It's a big train wreck, mate. That's a ripper. There you go. Hopefully we'll see some more coming out.
Good luck, Mia.
Yeah, good luck. I don't think she's going to get any acting jobs after that. Kicking someone in the head.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, it's that time of the show where we take a trip around the world. Jace,
let's do it. All right, around the world. Well, we're not. Last week we were in Japan, and unfortunately this week we're still in Japan because there's so much to cover in Japan when it comes to crazy television. And specifically what I'm honing down on this week is Japanese game shows. So what I've got here is about a minute sequence of just a few clips. Thankfully, I found on the internet, the link below where I found the creator. Big shout out to that person who initially put the video together. But I've just clipped it up, and sit back, guys, for the next minute a bit and see some pretty insane Japanese game shows. Here we go. Honestly, everybody else, every other country television just looks boring in comparison to Japanese game shows, right? And that's the ones that I could show here. Yeah. I had a bunch that there's no way I could show here on our show, and YouTube would absolutely throttle us for, which are on YouTube, those clips. But however, it's just insanity. And it's just a lot of fun. So I couldn't help it. We will be going to a different location next time, but they just do so much weird stuff in Japan.
It's just weird. Like he comes out of that door and he falls into that glue, and then he's just lying there.
Yeah, and the guy doesn't know about it. And what type of glue is that? His face is almost peeling off.
Like it's just like you would have. Are they winning large amounts of money to do this? Or they just,
you would think so. You know, the one they wired up, she's trying to eat noodles and all that. It's just wacky, isn't it? But thank you, Japan. Godspeed. And
yes,
I'm sure we'll be back at some stage to show some more strange stuff, because we've only talked about game shows. What else have they got on TV? So we'll be back. You know, I'm sure in a few months we'll be back to talk more stuff from Japan.
I love it. Good clip, Jace. Looking forward to next week's Around the World. Jace, that about wraps it up for this week, mate. It's been a good show. The internet has survived. You didn't cut out. You didn't disappear.
I think we barely got through this one, which is good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. But guys, before we go, you can catch myself here, obviously, on the channel. I've got a whole heap of trailer reactions and a whole lot more, so check out our back catalogue there. Jace, you want to tell the fans out there where they can catch you on the internet? I know you're everywhere.
You can catch me in a couple of places. You can catch me over on the Jason Roy Gaston channel every week, doing shows with Jason Roy Gaston. Lots of fun stuff to watch, whether you're into TV, film, or anything else. Watching a couple of insane middle-aged men try to be goofy, there's the channel for you. You can also occasionally see me over on Captain's Quadrant with these two guys. Again, there's Jason Roy Gaston we just spoke about, but of course Captain Joe Dove. Check those guys out if you're into Star Trek. Also, Joe has kindly asked us to promote his Console Room podcast, because if you're into Doctor Who, that's the podcast for you. So go and check that out. And finally, if you like us and you're a child of the 80s and 90s and you like to look back and get nostalgic, go check VHS Jace out on YouTube as well as TikTok, where all those bits of memorabilia, all those nostalgic TV shows and films and all that is a repository for that. So go in there and check it out and remind yourself what it was like to once be young again.
That's it. All the links that Jace has just spoken about will be down below, so you guys can check that out. Jace, thank you so much for this week's episode. Great episode. We will catch everyone next week. But until then, bye for now.
See ya, guys. Have a good one, and hopefully, well, just hopefully, I have good internet. Thanks for watching the Pop Culture Spread YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Also, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. And if you're looking for some quality wear, don't forget to check out our merchandise store, available right now.